Today on PlayStation News, the PS5 Pro reveal gets massively disliked, 60 FPS are not guaranteed on the PS5 Pro, the PS5 disk drive sells out after the PS5 Pro reveal, Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater is not a Hideo Kojima game, and more. Let's get to it. Hello friends, welcome back to PlayStation News, hoping you are doing great, and we have a new round of PlayStation and gaming stories to talk about. So let's start with the PS5 Pro not doing too well with fans. Mark Cerny held the PS5 Pro technical presentation on Tuesday, and according to Squire is now the most disliked console revealed by Sony. And as of recording, as you can see here, it has 171,000 dislikes, which is 65%, against 94,000 likes, which is only 35%, and that's after 3 million views. You may take away some dislikes from like console warriors and all of that, but it's still a lot of dislikes, likely because of the $700 price tag. And well, this is not an indicative of how the console will perform. Fans are not happy with this reveal, and it also follows similar trends from other like reveals from Sony, such as Concord or even Fair Games, that were massively disliked. Now, Square has some comparison with previous reveals. For example, the original PS5 reveal has over 43 million views and it has 1.6 million likes, which is 96%, against only 69,000 dislikes, which is 4%. And we can also compare this to the PS4 Pro reveal, which has 1.6 million views, and it also performed well in terms of the like to dislike ratio. It has 22,000 likes, which is 80%, against 5.6 thousand dislikes, which is only 20%. So yeah, fans are not too happy with this reveal and the price of the PS5 Pro, and we'll see how the console performs in sales. Now, we were talking yesterday that analysts expect the console to do similar numbers as the PS4 Pro, and they expect the console to sell about 1.3 million units in its launch window in 2024, which is about 400,000 consoles less than the PS4 Pro did during its launch window. But they expect that the console will eventually sell 13 million copies, which is a little bit less than what the PS4 Pro did at 15.4 million, but they expect the console to do similar numbers since it's an enthusiast type of console. And it likely has this price because Sony doesn't have a direct competitor, as Xbox is not doing a mid-gen refresh. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the PS5 Pro and your reaction to the presentation. Did you like or dislike the event? And what do you think about the $700 for that Sony is asking for the console? Let's continue with more PS5 Pro news, as it seems that even if you get the console, 60 FPS are not guaranteed, as they are using the same CPU from PS5. Now, this is something that Digital Foundry has talked about in the past, and now they talk about it with IGN in regard to Grand Theft Auto 6, which is one of the reasons why Sony wants this console out. So Digital Foundry has said that graphically the GTA 6 trailer probably was running on a PS5 and Xbox Series, the one that we got last year, and it's likely achievable on both on those consoles. So there should be no issues on getting the game running on PS5 with higher graphical fidelity, as the issue is not on the graphical side for PS5 Pro. Now, we have Richard Leadbetter from Digital Foundry talking with IGN, and in the case for a 60 FPS version of Grand Theft Auto 6 on PS5 Pro, he said that no, Grand Theft Auto games have always run complex simulations that push the CPU hard, which is why every GTA game has initially launched on their target platform at 30 FPS or lower. The PS5 Pro uses the same CPU as the PS5, and it will be extremely challenging to hit 60 FPS if the base PS5 version is targeting 30 FPS. This isn't a GPU problem, it's a CPU problem. Besides that, the Verge is also re-exploring a leak that we had earlier this year from Insider Gaming regarding the PS5 Pro enhancement label and what boxes developers have to check in order to gain that logo in the cover for their games. Now, they are not required to hit all of these boxes, they can hit only one to get the PS5 Pro enhancement label, which is one of the reasons that they are saying that 60 FPS is not guaranteed for the PS5 Pro. So one of the one of the requirements is that they could increase target resolution for titles that run at a fixed resolution on the standard console or on the PS5 standard. So an example here is Alan Wake 2, and it's currently running at 847p on performance and 1270p on quality, and it's being upscaled to 4K and 1440p with FSR2. So if Remedy improves those numbers, they will be able to get the PS5 Pro enhancement label, and Alan Wake 2 is one of the games that are initially improved for PS5 Pro. So I guess they are doing some of that work here. They can also increase the target maximum resolutions for titles that run at variable resolutions on the standard PS5. An example here would be Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which currently runs at 864p up to 1260p on performance, and on 1296p to 1800p on quality mode. So that would be a requirement for Ubisoft to bring that game and get the PS5 Pro enhancement label. Now they can also increase target frame rate for titles that target a fixed frame rate on the standard console. So an example here would be WB Games if they remove the limitation for Gotham Knights, that it was locked at 30 FPS. And another one is that they could add PS5 ray tracing effects, which could apply to a lot of games that either don't have ray tracing or use only ray tracing for certain things like shadows or some reflections and all of that. So those are the 4 requirements, and again, they are not required to hit all 4 of those. Just getting one would enable the game to be PS5 Pro enhanced. Now, while PS5 Pro may have several games that run at 60 FPS, the PS5 does run several games at 60 FPS. Even if Mark Cerny said that they are making this console so that players don't have to make any compromises between either performance or quality modes, the reality is that development is gonna get even more complex and more demanding in terms of like both graphics and CPU. And even with the PS5 Pro, we may get to the same point where you may be having to decide between 2 modes, and they may look even better on PS5 Pro in terms of like the minimum resolution for both, either quality or performance. But we may get to that point again at some point. How soon it's gonna happen, and it will happen before the PS6 comes out, we'll see. And that also adds to the debate of whether the PS5 Pro is necessary or not. And I said that it's a very individual question if you are gonna get a PS5 Pro or not. I said that it's an easier sell for anyone who has yet to upgrade, but not so much for someone who has already a PS5, as they could be waiting for like the PS6 in a few years. And even if you are upgrading from a PS4, you might just get the regular PS5 for $300 less. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the PS5 Pro possibly not hitting 60 FPS for certain games, and we'll see if this becomes true or not in the future. Now, one of the things that people may also be annoyed by the PS5 Pro is the fact that it doesn't include a disk drive, so it's a digital-only console. And on top of the $700, if you use physical media, you are gonna have to spend $80 on this drive accessory. So after the PS5 Pro reveal video was dropped on Tuesday, Wario64 on Twitter has spotted that this external drive accessory is now selling out on different stores. So it's the number 8 on Amazon bestseller list for games, and it's also sold out on eBay. It's currently still available on Target, Walmart, and PlayStation Direct, but it seems that there are other stores that are also selling out. And I believe that this is a scalper seeing the blood in the water, that they are gonna get people buying these drives for probably double or triple the cost when the PS5 Pro comes out. So they are trying to get all the inventory from the different from the supply chain, and we'll see if Sony can cover this and avoid any scalping on this accessory. But yeah, it's not looking good for anyone who is just trying to buy a regular slim PS5, as they are also gonna have to fight scalpers, as they are targeting enthusiasts that are looking to get the PS5 Pro. So let me know what you guys think about this drive accessory selling out, and do you think that it's the case of scalpers trying to gain inventory for when the PS5 Pro comes out? Let me know about that in the comments below. Now let's talk about PlayStation Plus, as Sony revealed the catalog update for Extra, Deluxe and Premium users this September. So starting September 17, players can download the Plucky Squire on PS5, which is the magical adventure from developer All Possible Futures. And it reminds me a lot to the Zelda game, A Link Between Worlds, where you can jump between 2D and 3D planes, and it looks really cool. I was looking forward to this. Besides that, there's also Under the Waves on PS4 and PS5, Night in the Woods on PS4 and PS5. There's also Chernobylite for PS4 and PS5, which is the science fiction survival horror RPG from developer Farm 51, and it takes you to the wasteland of Chernobyl. It also has a sequel coming out in 2025, and I was also interested in checking this out. Besides that, there's also Wildcard Football for PS4 and PS5, Space Engineers for PS4 and PS5, Road 96 for PS4 and PS5, Ben 10 for PS4, and returning to the catalog from the Ubisoft Classics lineup, there's also Far Cry 5 for PS4. Now moving on to the classic catalog for Deluxe and Premium users, they will be able to download Pistol Whip on PSVR 2, Secret Agent Clank on PS4 and PS5, which is the PSP title where you control Clank in an undercover adventure. I remember downloading that when I think it was the PlayStation Store was only a website and you had to connect the PSP via USB cable. Wild times. There's also Skygunners on PS4 and PS5, which is a PS2 classic, and Mr. Mosquito, which is another PS2 classic coming to PS4 and PS5. Also, Clown Face Moment, there's no Final Fantasy 16. I was predicting that Final Fantasy 16 would be included since Sony dropped the game on PS Plus at the beginning of the month, and people were able to download it and play it, and they later fixed that. So it seems like it was only a mistake. Maybe it joins later, but it's not part of this month's lineup. Now also a reminder of the games that will be leaving the catalog a day earlier on September 16. So we have 16 games that will be leaving, including Alien Isolation on PS4, Cloudpunk on PS4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on PS4, Horizon Forbidden West on PS4 and PS5, still not sure why Sony is doing this. Marvel's Midnight Suns on PS4 and PS5. I was able to get the platinum on the PS5 version, and great game. Sadly, I'm not gonna be able to get it on the PS4 version. Nier Replicant on PS4, Spiritfarer on PS4. There's also all of the Star Ocean games that they have added. I think they added those games last year. There's First Departure R for PS4, Integrity and Faithlessness for PS4, The Divine Force on PS4 and PS5, The Last Hope on PS4, Till the End of Time on PS4. There's also Unpacking on PS4 and PS5, which is this cozy game about arranging different rooms, and I couldn't play that. I got even more anxiety from playing. There's also 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim on PS4, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts on PS4 and PS5, and Planet Coaster on PS4 and PS5 as well. So the next update for PlayStation Plus will be on September 25, Wednesday, when we'll learn the games that will be part of the PlayStation Plus monthly lineup for October. Let me know what you guys think about the games that will be included this month. Do you like this update? I think that based on the 5-star scale that we give here on the channel, I would give this a 4, because I was looking forward to the Plucky Squire. I might check Chernobylite and also Secret Agent Clank. But look forward for the poll in the community tab and let me know what you guys think about this month's update. Now let's go with some quick fire stories, as it seems that Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater won't be a Hideo Kojima game whenever it comes out. This was something that Konami revealed as part of the Metal Gear Solid production hotline they dropped on Monday. We were talking a little bit about this on the previous episode and how Konami acknowledged that they are working on a Volume 2 collection, but they couldn't tell us a lot about it and about which games will be part of it. Now we also have information from Noriaki Okamura on Metal Gear Solid Delta and why they are keeping the structure almost like too faithful. So what he said, and I quote, is, "That's just how the game was designed. The rhythm and the shifting pace of gameplay flows from that choice. If we have done anything to change that overarching design, it would have changed the game entirely." And that's the reason why they are still using this section design for the jungle that does this sort of loading effect that we learned from recent previews. And yeah, it's the same game as you remember on PS2, they are just improving everything else around it. including like the graphics, controls, and tons of quality of life improvements. So yeah. Now regarding what I mentioned that this will not be a Hideo Kojima game, what Okamura said is that the game will not have the tagline and it will open instead with based on Metal Gear Solid 3. Now Okamura said, and I quote, "It's always been the case that games Mr. Kojima didn't personally direct don't have a Hideo Kojima game. So for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, we decided that it just made sense to follow that precedent. Now Hideo Kojima will still be credited for the game as he's part of the credits, and it's the same case for everyone in the original staff that worked on the game. But since most of them have left already, in this case it will not have the tagline of a Hideo Kojima game. Is it a good trade-off or not? I think it's a good trade-off that they are still recognizing his work, but in this case that they are not part of the company, they are not putting the tagline. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Next, Capcom has confirmed that they will be working on more improvements for Dragon's Dogma 2. So they dropped this on Twitter saying that there's an update incoming and it will further improve CPU load, reduce crashes, and bring additional adjustments. Now Dragon's Dogma 2 is PS5 Pro enhanced as we learned in the reveal event, and they will be patching the game once the new console comes out in November. Now it seems that they could also work on some DLC, as we previously talked about some encrypted packages that users have found on the Steam DB, and this may point out to them doing additional content for the game, but maybe we'll hear about it by Tokyo Game Show later this month. Now moving into some Activision and Call of Duty news, the Black Ops 6 beta is now over, as it ran from August 30 to September 4 on early access and from September 6 to 9 on open beta. And now Activision has said that it's the biggest Call of Duty beta ever. So they posted this picture saying that it's the #1 beta in total players, hours played, playtime per player, and also in most matches played. So Black Ops 6 comes out on October 25, and as we mentioned in the previous episode, it won't have early access for the campaign as it has been the case in previous years. And based on these results for the open beta, we'll see how it ranks in terms of sales. It's obviously gonna sell a lot, but we'll see if it will be enough to dethrone the #1 game right now, at least in the US, which is EA Sports College Football, which took the crown from Helldivers 2 last month. So yeah, let me know if you're looking forward to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now let's talk about some updates, and one of them is Dead Island 2, which is getting the Neighborhood Watch as a free update on October 22nd. So this is a co-op horde mode where you play as the Bobcats, and that is a group of college kids that were left behind during the LA evacuation. They have different classes and they have to survive different zombie swarms while defending their own hideout. It's a 5-round mode, and in the first 4 you will be collecting supplies so that you can build your defenses and see if you can survive the onslaught of round 5. So again, the mode will be added as a free patch on October 22nd. And on the same day, we'll also be releasing the Dead Island 2 Ultimate Edition, and that includes obviously the base game, plus the 2 DLCs, Hoss and Sola, which were the paid expansions. And they will also be bundling some premium skins, and one of them includes a collaboration with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with a new weapon pack. So yeah, let me know if you guys are looking forward to either like the co-op mode or the Dead Island Ultimate Edition. Another game that is getting a new update is Remnant 2, and this is the 3rd and final DLC for the game, which will be added on September 24. As a free update, they will be adding a new boss rush mode, allowing you to play against 19 bosses, either solo or with up to 2 friends. It also includes some changes to the relic fragment system, allowing you to gain more bonuses that you can also upgrade. Besides that, there's also a paid DLC called The Dark Horizon, and that includes a new storyline. There's also a glider traversal system, a new archetype called the Warden, and he comes with a drone that can either shield, heal, or also attack enemies. And obviously it also comes with new items, weapons, and new bosses to face. So yeah, September 24 for the free update and the paid DLC, The Dark Horizon. Now let's talk about some new releases, and out yesterday we had Crossy Road Castle on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch. And for today the highlight is obviously Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. So that's coming to PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. and it brings back the several classics from the series, including X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs Street Fighter, and also Marvel vs Capcom 1 and 2, plus The Punisher. Besides that, there's also Caravan Sandwich coming to PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, the remaster of the zombie killing game, is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is out for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Wild Bastards, which is the indie from the same team that did Void Bastards, is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. There's also Fable Dome coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and Nintendo Switch. Stealth Loss coming to PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Garden Witch Life for PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And last but not least, Jackbox Naughty Pack for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. So yeah, let me know if you guys are looking forward to any of these games out today, and if you are gonna be playing Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I kind of want to play Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 again, so I'll probably pick it up, maybe not right now, but I'll probably pick it up down the road. And there you go, that's all the news that I have for you today. Let me know what you guys think about everything that we mentioned here, including the fan reception for the PS5 Pro. What do you think about the possibility of games not reaching 60 FPS depending on CPU demand? What do you think about the PS5 disk drive selling out because of now the PS5 Pro requires one? What do you think about the new PS Plus games and the fact that Metal Gear Solid Delta will not have the tagline for a Hideo Kojima game? Remember that all of the sources for this news you can find in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up as it helps out a ton, and subscribing for more PlayStation news. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.